What's going on, everyone? So, basketball is back. We are in preseason, but hey, it's better than nothing. And we have the regular season right around the corner. And one of the teams that I think may be a real surprise this season is the Oklahoma City Thunder. Like, the more that I look at the roster and really kind of sit back and think of this team, the more I'm like, I really like this team. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're like a top six seed in the Western Conference. I mean, you have SGA who last year had an MVP level type season. And I imagine he has that again this year. Legit two-way guy, great size, 6'6, 25 years old, put up 31 and a half points, just under 5 rebounds, 5.5 assists on 51% from the field. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. And his ability to just take over games and close down the shot. I mean, every year he's improved and every year he's gotten better. He shot 90% from the free throw line, which is ridiculous. EFG of 53%. Shot 53% from 2-point range. Shot 34.5% from 3-point range. He needs to pick that up. But he's had good seasons. He had a season where he took 5 attempts per game and shot almost 42%, right? That was the 2020-2021 season. So he's capable of knocking it down at an efficient clip. I mean, he's going to be the guy that leads the charge, right? And then you have, the Williams. They were really good. They should only continue to improve. A lot of this young talent on this roster should only continue to improve. They were a real surprise last year and just gave pretty much everybody fits and had some really great quality, solid wins. And I really like the potential of the Oklahoma City Thunder this year because I really do think SGA has the potential to kind of take another step, right? Like it's going to be interesting to see, like, because again, every year he has improved his point total. So what does it look like this year? Does he get to like 34, 35 points per game? Again, he was somewhere around there. I mean, he was at almost 32. So it's not that far-fetched to think he might not be able to go get another basket or two to change it. But even beyond SGA, right? Because he's a ridiculous talent in and of himself. If Chet Holmgren is anything close to what he's projected to be, then watch out. I mean, he's 21 years old, 7'1" height. He was Victor Wembanyama before Victor Wembanyama hype, right? I mean, this was a guy that was looked at as like a guy that has guard skill-like potential, that can score from anywhere on the court, lock it down defensively, put the ball in the hoop, right? And people aren't surprised that he could make a huge, significant impact. Again, I don't think the Oklahoma City Thunder are winning the NBA championship or making the conference finals or anything like that. But could they, sneak in, get into the playoffs as like the 6th seed and, give a team like, I don't know, Sacramento or the Warriors or something like that just some fits, some trouble? I think so. I don't think it's that far-fetched to think that. I mean, again, it comes down, in my opinion, to like, what does Chet do in his first year? There's a lot of people that think he very well could win Rookie of the Year this year, because you got to remember, he didn't play all of last season, so he would qualify this year. If he's Rookie of the Year type player, Rookie of the Year type candidate, then, I mean, Oklahoma City should be right there as far as like the bottom rankings. Again, I don't think they're better than Denver, the Lakers, the Suns, maybe even like the Clippers or whatever. But again, I mean, the Clippers, they're one of those teams where it's just like every year they're supposed to be really good and they just aren't because injuries and whatnot. But, outside of like 3 or 4 teams in the Western Conference, right? I don't think Oklahoma City is that far away. Again, OKC snuck in as the 10th seed. There was a good stretch towards the end of this season where a game goes their way, whether, one of the teams lose or they win one of those games, where all of a sudden you look and they're the 7th seed. right? Like you had the Lakers, the Thunder, or the Lakers, the Timberwolves, and the Pelicans all finish ahead of the Thunder. And all of those teams were 2 or 3 games ahead. I mean, even the Warriors and the Clippers were 4 games ahead of the Thunder. So it wasn't like the Thunder snuck in as the 10th seed with like 35 wins or something like that. No, I mean, they were 4 games out of the 5th seed, 5 games out of the 4th seed. Is Chet Holmgren worth 4 games? Right? Is there 4 games that the Thunder might have been able to win last year? And nobody got like hugely significantly better other than like the Suns and the Lakers. Right? Because the Suns basically turned Chris Paul into Bradley Beal, and the Lakers basically were able to keep their entire core and then add another starting unit to their bench role, right? And so outside of that, like I don't think the Warriors got better with Chris Paul. I think that's going to be clunky potentially. Clippers, again, I'm not sold on the Clippers until they prove to me otherwise. Every year it's their year, and they just fall short. And maybe if they go and trade for James Harden, maybe that changes. But I still am not sold on James Harden on the Clippers. Call me crazy, But like again, the Nuggets, the Lakers, the Suns, and the Kings, maybe. Those are the 4 teams that I think are very likely going to be the top 4 teams in the Western Conference. Now, Memphis may be up there too. How are they going to look without Ja Morant? They traded away Tyus Jones. And even when Ja returns, because you got to remember, he can't do any basketball activities. I mean, he could work independently by himself, but he can't do anything with the team and the facilities, anything like that. So does it take him 20 games to get in line to where he basically half the season, right? Like half the season before he kind of gets back into the swing of things. So where does Memphis fall? Josh Giddey is a huge factor, and him and Chet Holmgren had amazing chemistry and looked great last season or in Summer League, right? I mean, they were lighting it up and just had this like connection that was ridiculous, right? Like, I don't think the Pelicans are that much better than them. I don't think the Timberwolves are that much better than them. The Warriors, again, I'm not really sold on. The Clippers, I'm not really sold on. Dallas, I don't think that they're going to work. I wouldn't be shocked at all if Dallas just completely implodes this year, right? And are a play-in team again. Like, again, I'm like the Thunder could still easily finish 10th. Like, again, I'm not saying lock it in. The Thunder are gonna end up, making it to the conference finals or anything like that. But it wouldn't shock me if they're like the 5th or 6th seed, right? Again, let's say in no particular order. Let's say it's like Phoenix, Denver, Lakers, and Kings. That's 4 teams. Again, is Chet Holmgren worth 4 to 5 games? Let's say he's worth 3 games. Last season, that would have put him as the 7th seed. If he's worth 4 games, that could have put him as high as the 5th seed. If he's worth 5 games, then they'd be the 4th seed, right? So I don't know how you don't look at this Thunder team and go, man, like they're starting to build something special, right? They're starting to put together a really nice head of steam here. They finished last season on a great high note, right? Like they were a team that wasn't even supposed to be in that conversation, that was tanking for draft picks, and all of a sudden you turn around and look up and it's like, wait, like they might end up they could end up making the 5th seed, right? I mean, there was literally like with 10 games left or whatever in the season. The Thunder were like a game and a half out of like 5th. And it was like if the Clippers lose 2 straight, then like the Thunder could jump everybody if they beat like the Lakers and the Wolves or whatever it was. And it just, again, a couple things didn't fall their way. They're a young team. And this season it's like they know now, oh, wait a minute, we can compete with anybody. We can compete with the best here. Let's go do that. I don't know. I really like the Thunder. I really do. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Do you feel the same way I do? Do you like the Thunder? Do you think like, hey, yeah, like they can make some noise this year? You're not really sold on them. Where do you think they kind of land and rank? Do you think that they could be a top 6 team in the Western Conference? Do you think nah, they'll still be a play-in team? I also let me know what teams you rank ahead of them. Whether you rank them first or 12th, right? But anyway, love to hear your thoughts and opinions. However you feel, let me know down in the comments.